Back again with the same outfit. Uh, I might as well. I said to myself, like, I might as well do like 2, 3 videos because, like, yo, the idea's been coming in. Like, I thought I was gonna struggle with this. Maybe later down the line, I might hit like some writer's block, but like writer's block. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Anyways, but anyways, when the ideas flow, you gotta execute. All right. So like lately, I've been seeing a lot of these videos about like uh people doing the whole maxing situation, right? Uh, I don't know what it's called, bro maxing or like whatever. It's just maxing. It's like pretty much like, I don't know, like reaching your full potential on whatever it is that you're doing. So like, I guess if you want to like call it, you could also be like gym maxing. All right. But like the people that are doing it are people that are like, I don't know, like 17 to like 20 something. I personally think that's like pretty dope. Okay. Now it becomes kind of weird when like people like become obsessed with it. Now society has tried to make it seem like it's like the most horrible thing, right? Or society does that with everything. Every time guys are like focused on something, society paints it like if it's like a horrible thing. And I understand why, because like then there's like the extremists, like with the whole like red pill situation, like society painted it out to be like a horrible thing, right? But like low key people don't know that like red pill just means like awareness, like your awareness of like how you're gonna be like in like a relationship, or your awareness with like, you know, your finances, or like awareness like as a man, how you move, how you carry yourself, you know what I mean? And like at the end of the day, these things do help out uh a certain group of males, because like there's a whole entire generation that was raised by single moms, and you know, I applaud those single moms because they're trying to make it happen. They're trying to put food on the table. They're trying to raise like little boys, little girls. So like for those guys to be pretty much like trying to you know, just like better themselves, uh there's nothing wrong with it. Like in all the reality, there's nothing wrong with it. I know that there's like certain influencers that, you know, they go crazy with it, but like in all the reality, man, like, you know, it's the same thing when it comes to like woman. Like there's like, you know, the certain female influencers, celebrities that they'll be influencing women like to act a certain way, behave a certain way, and like at the end of the day, like is the parents. Yeah, it's the parents, right? So like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm not a parent, but like the day I become a parent, I gotta be the influence for my child. You know, I know it's easier said than done, but like, you know, like the Most High loves us, the Most High takes care of us, and He's always there, right? Like He is the best parent. So like my question is this, like the reason why some of these kids, some of these people are doing this is because obviously they're lacking that that parent role, that parent figure. That's what I think, right? Like it's kind of obvious. Like let's say you have like a puppy, and that puppy uh has like their dog dad and the dog mom, and the dog mom and dad are always out hunting, you know, they're always like out like looking for food and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, like you have like this, like I don't know where I'm going with the story, but you have this like, I don't know, this chicken who comes in, and the chicken is like to the puppy like, hey, you know what, like you should only, you should walk with your head down, you know, if somebody comes in, you should hide. So now this chicken starts treating and teaching the puppy chicken traits. You know what I mean? So then when the parents come back, the puppy is acting like a chicken, and the dog parents are like kind of like what, but they're too busy to be preoccupied with that. So then now this little puppy starts to grow, and it doesn't see its true potential. So that's what I think that is happening, that's forcing a lot of people, especially in the group of like guys, to lean towards this like maxing situation, right? Because like they're lacking a certain influence. And I get it, life can get busy. I know sometimes, like, as like parents don't have enough time, don't have the mental bandwidth to, like, give their attention to, like a child, two, three kids. And people be tired, people are working a lot. And the internet has raised a whole entire generation, and there's pros and cons to that. But in all the reality, like, like, I think that the parents gotta be more parents at it, you know like, people gotta stop pulling the people gotta stop putting the full blame on these kids, you know like I'm a millennial. When it comes to millennials, like, we've been trying to make it happen, we've been trying to make it work. Like, my parents, they did the best they could. Now, why is it that when it comes to me, I gotta be doing above and beyond? I'm also trying to do the best I can, you know what I mean? So, like, now with this other generation, Gen C, Gen Alpha, they're just learning from previous generations, and they're trying to now repeat the same mistakes. You know what I mean? But how come, like, other generations, they didn't get that kind of leg room? They just kind of did whatever they could and ran with it. You know what I mean? So, like, the problem starts with other generations. The problem doesn't start with my generation or Gen C or Gen Alpha. You know what I mean? And I know there's gonna be people in the comments talking that shit, but but think about it. Like, if more dads were not walking out of kids' life and they were staying put, being a single parent will not be a norm in the time we're living in. And I know relationships don't work. I get that, okay? I 1,000% get it. But man, like, the fact that there's a whole entire generation of people that were raised by single parents, that's low key sad, and it has become a norm. Or, like, the fact that, or this is another example that becomes a norm, having debt. Like, I have debt, people have debt, but it has become a norm. At one point, I remember, like, my grandparents and my great grandparents, like, they will do their best not to owe money to anybody, and that was their norm. So why couldn't have they carried that on to the other generation? But it's almost like somewhere down the line, people stop kind of trying, and I think that happened with the generation prior to the millennials. They kind of, it's almost as in, like, they got old and they were like, well, we're old, our kids are growing up, and I raised them. And I'm not saying all of them, because, like, I have met, like, people that have become, like, amazing parents. And again, I emphasize, everybody tries. But I strongly think that if the previous generation before millennials, if they will be trying as hard as millennials and Gen Zs are trying, things would have been a bit different. I strongly believe that. With that being said, instead of maxing on all these, like, categories, just life max, man. I don't know, just life max. Like, just live life to the fullest. You know what I mean? Um, Something else I have noticed when it comes to that whole trend thing, you know, I know for a fact there's gonna be people talking mad shit about. I don't really care. Like, if I don't know you personally and you're a stranger on the internet, like, no strings attached, like a cordless phone, my guy. I don't like, put your opinion or whatever, but, like, it is what it is. So something also I have noticed is that, like, these kids are like I'll give you something that I see sometimes, right? That is kind of funny. So, like, with the jawline situation, okay, I'll see kids that are like 18, 19, and they have like this clean Eastwood jawline, which is like crazy, right? And, like, I mean, like, if you're into that, like, go for it, like, like, that's what's up. Okay, that's what's up. If you think that's gonna get you a whole ton of bitches, go for it, okay? But, like, I remember when I was like 18 and 19, yo, like, it was just like about like just having a good time, like, like, it was like kind of like, as in, like, I gotta I moved out when I was like 20, around that time, and I was like, cool, like, I'm gonna have a cool little job. I'm still going to college, whatever, whatever. And like I was like, one of my homies lived with me, and he was working, and I was working, and like around the time Thursday rolled in, it was like, yo, what bar we going to this weekend? Like our priorities were still straight. Like we paid our rent, we had our cars were sitting pretty on the driveway. We're saving a little bit of money. We're still hitting the gym because at that time, like the Hush twins were popping. Like when I was that age, yeah, the Hush twins, Beast Mode Jones, I think. Um, there was this Asian guy now. He will always pop up on YouTube, and he will always be like, "Yo, I can eat this burger and still do 20 reps." So like that was like, we were still taking care of our body, right? But like it wasn't that serious. You know what I mean? Like I think now, I don't know why, but like life should always be taken serious because you need to be a responsible young man and young lady. But like now everything is like at an all-time high. Like I have noticed that, like it's like maybe that's why it's called like maxing, right? Like so like yo, if you're 18 or 19, like just enjoy life, brother. Like you're gonna be an adult way longer that you're gonna be a teenager, way longer that you're gonna be a young man or young woman in your 20s, right? Like once your life starts adulting, like yo, you're gonna be like, yo, when I was like 17, I was thinking about my testosterone. Like my guy, like at 17 and 18 or 19, you don't need to worry about your testosterone. Like you're good, man. Like I mean, like shouts out to you if you're focusing on that. But in all the reality at that age, like I don't know, be stacking up money, be making up, like or get closer to the Most High, like just enjoy being young, you know, like anyways, man, it ain't that serious. Like at the end of the day, like just be life maxing, man. Just enjoy every day. All right, peace.